I'm Yasa. Let me share with you the latest insights from being human. And at the end of this live, I shall share with you all about our latest courses that we're going to be running next week, starting next week. And I'll give you dates and times and a little bit of content in there just so you know what's going on. The whole idea of being human is being aware, because the big everything that's set in being human is explaining or sharing with people what's happening on the outside, is showing you what is happening on the inside. Okay, now, so that means you're always on the watch. Well, you can relax and everything, but as soon as you find a repeat, you know that you're running a program or something is going on. Now, something happened to me about 10 minutes ago, and it's a very simple thing, but in saying that, it is, people could say that it is weird, but it is not weird, it's just how the mind works. So I have my casual t-shirt on, and I was going to do it in my t-shirt, and I thought, well, to make myself a little bit more seemly, I shall put on a jacket. So I went and got myself a jacket, and this is one of my favourite jackets. I have two of my favourite jackets, and they're casual. And this one's woolen, and it's light, but it's still nice and warm. Now, I've had this jacket for probably 10 years. Okay. Now, it dawned on me that I have another jacket. Okay. And I've got it down here. And these are my favourite jackets. Now, I've never noticed this before. Come up here, mate. See this jacket here? Araenia doesn't know that I'm going to do this, by the way. See how this has got a pattern across the front, across the heart chakra? And it's got a hood, and it's made out of wool. Now, you would have seen this jacket. See this jacket here? It's bloody identical to this one. And I've never ever noticed it. I've had these two jackets for years. They are pretty well identical. This is a heavier gauge. This is a lighter gauge. Now, the chances of me having that, I don't know what the chances are, but there's something going on that makes me wear these jackets. I wouldn't say that I'm a hoodie person between you and I. These both have hoods. This one's Peruvian. I have no idea where you're from, but it's got some kind of design on there. It could be Peruvian, it could be native, I don't know. I never brought it for that. I was given this, and I have no idea where this one manifested from. But these kind of things are happening to us all the time. And they're right under our nose. And it all depends how deep you want to go. But one of the reason why we have incarnated into the third dimension is to learn what's happening on the outside, because it reflects what's happening on the inside. That's why we come down here. We live in a world of reflection. And this blessed jacket and that jacket is reflecting something back to me. It could be a lifetime. This is Peruvian, so this has definitely got a Peruvian design on it. And that jacket down there, that's not that is not the run-of-the-mill design. So when I wear these jackets, it probably means that I'm in a particular lifetime. And in that lifetime, I wear a hood. I wear it with a design across here, and that one's synthetic, but this one's natural. So I'd say the chances are, in that past life, synthetic stuff hasn't been around for that long. So I would say I would have worn this type of clothing in a Peruvian lifetime. Now, this is me. And I am just the same as any other person. You will be running different lifetimes, and it will govern what you wear, what you have in your house, what you do in your house, how you behave, what you do outside of the house, the whole thing. That's how strong these lifetimes are. And that's how visible it is. This has been underneath my nose for years, the same as that jacket. And I just spotted it 10 minutes ago. Please understand that everything on the outside is a reflection of what you have on the inside. Now, I'm going to take you a bit deeper now. That's the jacket thing. Cheers. Now, this is Yelena. Most people know Yelena. Bless your heart. On the outside, this is her physical body, which is our third dimensional one. This is the reality we incarnate in from the fourth dimension. When we pass away, our ghost and our spirit, this goes boop, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This goes to live in a fourth dimensional reality. Then it comes back down to live back in here, okay? Now, so everything on this layer is projected from this layer and further in. Now I'm going to show you some of the new insights that Araenia and I have worked out over the last week. It's great. Because, you know, do you walk around this planet wondering why the hell you're here? Do you walk around this bloody planet thinking, why did I do that? How come has that person turned up? And all you want to do is get someone to answer your questions. This is where you're going to find your answers. All of them. So, red emotional body. Blue mental body. Now, okay. Now, this one lives in our head. So it's up, obviously, in our head. And this one lives in our torso, in our belly or our puku. This being here determines what reality or what body you are going to project your reality out of. If you project it out of a red reality, you're going to be more feminine, soft, flexible, and you're going to be emotional motivated, and you're going to think from emotions. How you feel. Whenever you hear someone say, I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that, or I feel like a cup of coffee, or I feel like an ice cream, as soon as they say the word feel, this will tell you they're operating from this level. Now the mental one, as soon as they say I think we should do that. I think this would be a good idea. I've just had an idea. I think this would be good. As soon as they start talking like that, they are talking from this mind. Now, this is our subconscious fourth dimension. Okay, they're both the same. When we live and operate from the fourth dimension, we are coming from a subconscious layer, and it is projected from our ego, which works on cause and effect. And what that means is that if I do that, I get that. Or if I do that, which is, if I cause that, I'm going to get that as an effect. And an idea of, if I work my butt off over there, I'm going to make money over here. Cause, effect, and that's a program. If I work inside a building, I will make money. That's if you're programmed to work inside a building to receive the effect of money. I had the programming of, if I work outside, I will receive money. Now, if I went inside a building to earn money, I never had that in here. So therefore, I work inside, and my subconscious goes, well, you're never going to get your effect, are you? Because you're programmed to work outside, because as a child, you work more outside than inside. That's all in here, and that's in your income patterning. Now, When we go past the subconscious ego, we enter the fifth dimension, the beginning of the fifth. The layer, the fourth dimensional layer, which is known as the etheric layer, is the beginning of the fourth dimension. The golden layer of our soul is the beginning of our Holy Spirit soul reality or fifth dimension. Now, inside of there, my fantastic God torch, we have a universal mind. So whenever anyone talks to the universe, please universe, get me a car park. Please universe, I need some money because I need such and such. Please universe, I want a job. Everyone actually thinks the universe is out there, but in actual fact, they're talking to this part of themselves, and it's inside the Holy Spirit. It's shaped like an egg, and funnily enough, the eggs in the third dimension give life. They birth things. So, in our Holy Spirit or soul, our universal egg births life for us. Same thing. It's just in another dimension. We have to see it in the third dimension, so we see eggs, chickens and all that, whoever. But in actual fact, this is only a projection from this layer reflecting off the alligator eggs, chicken eggs, the duck eggs. Now, we'll go inside of here, and you're going to find what is known as a Merkaba. It's a star tetrahedron. Now, that star tetrahedron is split into two tetrahedrons. One of them is magenta pink. The magenta pink one is planetary. So that is our planetary consciousness inside the fifth dimension. So this is way higher than any etheric or ghost you can see, or anyone who's passed away and have gone to where we perceive heaven is, where in actual fact it's only halfway up the fourth dimension. This is way higher than that. Now, the other part of the star tetrahedron or Merkaba is cobalt blue, and that is our cosmic part, our cosmic consciousness. Now, these two parts of our consciousness are deep, deep inside of us. However, they still manifest in the physical layer because of the simple fact. Oh. Okay, Nicolette. Hoodles. Yay, hoodles? Hoodie. Oh, yay, hoodies. Got it. Yay, hoodies.
Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah, she likes hoodies. Yeah, fair enough. Now, what we've been finding out, this is only a week old, so this is the latest. The blue mind, which is our mental mind, lives in our head. So that puts the perception up higher. When a person is in their blue mind, they tend to look down at other people. They look down their nose and they perceive other people under them. So the more the blue the person, the higher they will perceive themselves. And this is how the bodies work. So if a person is in a double or treble blue, they are going to be up here, holier than thou. So theoretically, they look down from up in the sky. Now, when a person is in their red body, now this is automatic pilot, and please understand, everything we talk about in being human is about everyone. We are finding out, Araenia and I are finding out, what makes us as mere mortals tick or operate. We're in the operating system of a human being. It makes no difference on this layer if you can do 1 press up or 10,000 press ups. It makes no difference what ethnicity you are. Makes no difference what belief system or religion you are. This is across the board. There is no differentiation. What is it? Differentiation between anyone. So we're looking at oneness here, okay? This is just our operating system. Now, the red one is feminine and it lives in our belly. Frank, mate. Here's Frank, everyone. So the red one lives here, below the heart line. The blue one, can we operate this, Frank? What do you reckon? And the blue one lives up here, above the heart line. And it's funny that I'm actually wearing a jacket with a heart line at the moment. Something's going on here. And not only do I have a jacket here with a heart line, but I actually have my other one down there on the floor with a heart line. Now, when we are in balance, we are operating on this layer of ourselves. If you've ever seen a Celtic cross, how there's no long bit at the bottom, it's equal up the top and equal down the bottom. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, okay, Frank. Cheers, mate. You're back again. So the planetary chakras are the base chakra, the orange sacral chakra, and the solar plexus yellow chakra. Those are the planetary chakras, and they are the ones that are more emotionally evolved. No, emotionally based. Thank you. Based. Now, you get above the heart line, which is the neutral line, and the blue one operates up here. So the blue one operates with the violet chakra, the brow chakra, and the throat chakra. So blue people operate in their head, and they're normally really good with their throat chakra because they're good at orating. They're good for answering. They usually put a very good tail on the end of their story because that's how blue people get their power. Okay, now there is a direct correlation. Cheers, Frank. We'll try it again, mate. The blue mental mind reflects your cosmic mind. Of course, the cosmic mind is connected to Father Sky, Ranganui, however you want to see it. It's cosmic, and it lives up in the top part of our being, in our head. The red mind, seeing it's below the earth. Now, I presume our heart line is sea level in a third dimensional way. Red people who work off a red mind, they perceive life below the heart line. So therefore, they automatically make themselves underdogs and underlings. And the more red they are programmed to be, the more bullied they're going to be manifest, the more victim consciousness they are going to manifest, because the red one lives underneath the heart line. And the red mind reflects our planetary consciousness. Now, we'll all know a red person. Red people never put things away. They actually leave things lying around. And depending on what degree they are red, if you get a really good red one, they will be like, and you may have heard me say this, they would be like living with an autumn tree, because wherever they go, they leave debris behind them all over the place. Now, that's in a human form. Now, in a planetary form, the planet never really tidies up after itself. If you go out to the bush, trees drop leaves to make compost or to make humus, and that feeds the ground. So when a person is in their red subconscious mind, which is their emotional mind, they are actually reflecting planetary consciousness. And when they leave stuff around, which the blue people will perceive as lazy and untidy, the planetary people are actually just being like trees. Red people live supposedly a chaotic life. There's no planning, there's no into the future, it is just whatever it is. Now, if you go into the bush or into the forest, that's exactly how planetary consciousness is. So what we've found out this week is that when we do a clearing, when we describe the person's red patterning, like red people never shut a door because on the planet there's no doors. Probably except for the dung beetle that kind of has a door. Does that have a door? I think it does have a door.
Well, don't tractile spiders on that kind of create them, so there are a few that...
There's a few. Yeah. But as a whole, there's no borders, there's no barriers, and there's no doors. Yeah. And that's exactly how a red person operates. All the lines are blurred. So if you get a red person who's a friend, they will lack the discipline, they will lack the mindfulness to think, oh, I'm crossing the line here, this could get me into trouble, because of the simple fact, red people do not have lines in their matrix. So they cross the line often all the time. That's why they upset people. Now the blue mind, they love lines. In fact, if there's no lines, they will bloody make lines. And they will make rules and they will make regulations and a structure. And that is in that one. Now, our structure, from what I understand, comes from the sun. Because we have got days and years and months and moons. And that is all in the cosmos. So interestingly enough, the blue cosmic mind, has got structure, lines and boundaries all over it. So what we've found is that when we live in the third dimension, we can decode and go, oh, that person's blue, they're going to like structure, they're going to like time because time's a structure, because when you get 8 o'clock, this is meant to happen, or 4:30, this is meant to happen. Time is a structured reality. So blue people love time. Red people couldn't give a hoot. If you ask a red person, I'll meet you at 1 o'clock at the cafe, a red person's going to be late because red hates boundaries. Blue people, they love boundaries. They love structure. So they will get their life to rotate around time. And they will write things down in numbers. And it's time, because that's the blue mind. So that time and structure is created from a cosmic reality. It's cool. So now we can see life in the third dimension, which is reflecting every moment of the day, because whenever someone's anywhere doing anything, they are either in a red emotional mind or a blue mental mind. Now, on a deeper level, if they're in a blue mental mind, they are reflecting their cosmic reality, which is in the fifth dimension, inside their universal mind, inside their soul or Holy Spirit. And if a person is reflecting planetary stuff, like planetary people, they will play musical instruments without electricity. They will play acoustic musical instruments. They'll play drums. There will be no microphone. Planetary people like massage because it's a planetary thing, and it's healing a person's body, which is their body temple, which is connected to the earth. So planetary people will do things like that. And what's happened since the last week? We have deduced that the red and the blue bodies are out of balance because our cosmic blue and magenta bodies are out of balance in the fifth dimension. And it's the cosmic part of us and it's the planetary part of us that is out of kilter. So, and what happens is that they are connected in that little being there, being the Merkaba. So when these are out of balance, these spin. But when they're out of balance, they spin loppy. Loppy? Cockamamie? What's another word? Let's just say out of balance. All right. And so what we do now is that when we do clearings, we are practicing with ourselves, and we're going to start teaching this, and we do this with the clients from this week, from last week on. We read from the third dimension what's happening in the fourth dimension, translate that into cosmic and planetary consciousness. Now inside, the blessed, I'm starting to get on a roll, darling. Now inside our Merkaba is our almighty I Am presence. This thing here is our diamond consciousness. It is shaped like a diamond, and it shines forth Christed light, however you want to put it, and that's creative light. Okay, so whatever that light shines through, it creates, and the first thing it shines through is our Merkaba. Now, if our Merkaba or star tetrahedron is out of balance, everything after this has to be out of balance, and it has to play out in all the different dimensions that this light goes through. So what happens here? The light goes through there, goes through our cosmic and planetary consciousness, which is out of balance, which throws our universal egg out of balance. Well, our star within the universe, which goes into our soul. From the soul goes through the ego. Now, if our red, our magenta pink and cobalt blue is out of balance, our blue and our red mind has to be out of balance. So now, we read that and we will clear and bring into balance our fourth dimensional bodies, going through into our fifth dimensional soul, and bringing the rotation of the magenta pink planetary consciousness into balance with the cobalt blue cosmic. That's phenomenal. So that means consciously we read the third dimension, we read the reflection and what's being projected, because this whole thing is just a third dimensional illusion projected from that little being there. And as it goes through all our different layers, they're filters, and they change things, and they bend things, and they corrupt things. And we live on the tail end of it, wondering what the hell is going on. Oh, it's great. One thing about when you clear your stuff, you put this into here, that's 144,000 watts of G-whiz. That gives that mind a lot more energy and a lot more insight, and that filters through here into there. And all of a sudden your mind is going to start to become the super consciousness rather than just the subconsciousness. Changes the whole ball game, the whole blinking ball game. So that's what we've found today, this week. And what we're doing now, we're always practicing because we're always evolving, all right? something will happen. We will see it in the red and the blue, which we're both very, very good at. And now we will turn that red and the blue into cosmic and planetary. And that's reading this part of us rather than this part of us. Magnificent. Bloody magnificent.
Can I share something?
Yeah, man. Hold on. I can do this. Dum, 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 dum. Yep. I'll shift over. There you go.
Hi everyone, it's Araenia. I've been sitting on the sidelines today because I've had quite an adventurous week. While we've been sorting out all this planetary and cosmic consciousness integrated with the red and the blue and all of that, I ended up in hospital. So I went in on Saturday night. I had a few triggers over Friday and Saturday that made me quite ill, and a serious asthma attack. And you know, 10 o'clock at night on Saturday, I'm in the emergency department, hardly breathing and being filled with all kinds of cosmic pills and potions and respiration and resus rooms and nebulizers and you name it, I had it. So it was really interesting because for me, I find that anytime, see, planetary is my challenge. I'm far more cosmic minded, far more star people oriented. And for me to ground myself fully in planetary consciousness, it's something that when I can do it is really good, and I absolutely love it, but it's something that I am at this point still unable to sustain. And so I'd had quite a bit of planetary consciousness over the previous 10 days, I guess. We talked about clarion call and all that kind of stuff with you last week, and the massive weekend we had, which was very planetary based. And so my mind's between this, the conflict between the cosmic and the planetary is flip-flopping all over the place. And basically, I think my subconscious mind decided it needed to go and have a cosmic upgrade or a cosmic reset. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked at it this way, but anytime you look at a hospital, look at how sterile the environment is, how many machines, uniforms, pills, potions, very little in the way of anything planetary, organic. You know, it's a very constructed environment and a very artificial kind of environment. So instead of actual food, a lot of the time you're getting pills or
IV
infusions and things like that. So that puts it, you know, I made a joke with the porter who was dragging me around some point there, you know, about how it felt like the insides of a mothership. And I've often had that thought, particularly last year up in one of the big hospitals in our biggest city here in New Zealand, felt very much like being on the inside of a mothership. But anyway, what happened to me over the couple of days, at first it was like, oh, thank God I'm here. I can get reset. I can get fixed. Somebody can do this for me. Now, that's a really strange anomaly because I have a very strong belief and desire for natural healing. Herbs, plants, anything that's organic, natural, and I firmly, strongly believe and adhere to the concept that the body knows how to heal itself if we give it the correct conditions. So anytime we're putting something in ourselves that's out of balance, you know, sometimes we have no control over this. It can be in the atmosphere, it can be heavy metals coming out of the fish from the ocean that we're eating. It can be toxic runoff in the environment. It can be acid rain. It can be all kinds of things, or just the preservatives, the artificial additives, and food-like substances that we're dealing with. So we are surrounded with this kind of thing, but the less of that we avail ourselves of, and the more natural we can become, the more our body can heal itself. So I'm in a quandary here. Here I am with this cosmic mindset, really wanting, desperately needing to go to the hospital for a reset to get my body fixed. And yet on the other side of me, I've got this strong belief in the planetary ability of the body to heal itself. So I had a bit of a milestone the day before I came home, and it was really a stressful day. A lot of tears and a lot of upsets and things, because just the way that stuff was working out in the hospital, and it really was not working for me. So up until then, it had always been a place of respite where I felt completely at ease because of this cosmic connection that I had with it. But I realized day before I came home that this was no longer working for me. So the clearing that I'm going to be working on, over the next couple of days, based on what Yasa has just been talking to you about, is coming through not only the red and the blue mind, but also the planetary and cosmic consciousness, into my soul, and even further out beyond into the true essence of my own I am presence, to actually work out how do I now balance my cosmic and my planetary concepts around healing. So I know a number of you have worked with us on relationship dynamics, income upgrade, places and locations where you live, where we're looking at changing something in our lives. So using that triangle format, I'm going to go in there into the body healing itself and look at the factors that are limiting my ability to operate in the way I want to, because when I want to work organically and naturally with the physical body and the body decoding, I want to work more in that planetary aspect of it. And at the moment, that's something that I'm more or less blocked from. So it's, just an interesting concept, but just kind of backing up what Yasa was talking about today. And I think that was quite an integral part of uncovering a lot of that. But I just wanted to have a word and say, that's kind of where it's come from me. I'm going to toddle back to my armchair. I'm still a bit worn out after my few days in the hospital and still recovering. But Galen, definitely, we're red and we're blue all the time. It depends on who you're with, where you are, what you're doing. You could be very blue at work when you're focused and you're thinking about the numbers that you've got to add up.
Blue people achieve.
And then you may come home and all you want to do is play with the grandkids or play with the dogs or go for a walk in the bush or something, and then you flick into your red mind. So constantly we're flicking between the blue, achieving, focusing, thinking mind, and then we turn that one off for a while and we jump into the emotional, feels nice, have a cuppa, talk with friends, play with the animals.
Blob out.
Yeah, so constantly backwards and forwards, depending on what we're doing. Some people tend to stick in here quite a lot of the time, and you'll find that they find it really hard to sleep, really hard to let go, can be a bit prickly and not very sociable.
Serious.
Somebody who's really, really blue and quite stern and austere, they'll be there, and you can get some of those people who never take anything really seriously. Oh, tomorrow's another day, and I'm not worried if I've got the money, couldn't care less. And they tend to be like really on that side. But for most of us, we flip backwards and forwards between the two all the time. So, The traits of planetary and cosmic, asks Nicolette. And Nicolette, I'm going to go put my feet up on the chair again. And good to talk to everybody. And I'm going to let Yasa talk about that one. Cosmic and planetary traits, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, darling. Now, the cosmic traits are exactly the same as the blue. Exactly the same. So blue people like to think from up here. They look down on people. They create this structure, which is exactly the same as the cosmic. Cosmic's blinking up there. It creates the structure. It's the timer set on the sun and the moon. So that's all happening up there. So as we learn more and more about the blue and the red, unknowingly, we are actually learning more and more about the cosmic and the planetary. Now, getting back to Araenia, she's very connected to the sky people, and so therefore she is more cosmic programmed. So if she got sick, or if she felt like a reboot, a checkup, so forth, throughout her entire life, her subconscious mind will say, okay, time you went to the hospital, you better create some kind of illness so you can go into the hospital and get cosmically checked over, get all your numbers sorted out, get the medication sorted out, and anything in a packet or a pill which is inorganic, which is refined, is cosmic. Anything natural, without sprays, and organic and comes from Mother Earth is planetary. Now, I'm the first one to say that we need both. Without cosmic consciousness, you would never be able to see us on your screen, and we would never be able to project our reality all over the world, because I'm talking to a cosmic camera, and below that I have a cosmic television with a friggin' cosmic light. The only planetary piece of light in this apparatus is this thing. And if we turned off anything to do with electricity is cosmic. So if we turn out all the electricity, the only thing that would actually be working here at the moment would be my candle, and you would never be able to see me anyway because everything would have turned off. So, just getting back to the cosmic consciousness, here's Araenia. She's programmed to be healed in a cosmic way because she is a more cosmic person. So what happens is that she ends up seeing a doctor or medication in hospital. Now, she's really keen on natural and organic food and making nice natural soups and everything. Now, her matrix in a fifth dimensional level does not want anything planetary to fix her, because it's like, hey, that does not work for you. You have to get cosmic things to fix you. You have to get refined medications. You have to eat refined foods. You have to, all that kind of stuff. Now, when I was a boy, about 4 or 5 years old,
What's the insulin?
I manifested liver poisoning through aluminium pots because I'd brought up in a pub, and Mum's thought, what a great idea, these nice light pots and pans, let's buy a whole lot of them and we'll cook all the food in the hotel out of aluminium, and it's a lot easier to lift because everything was cast iron and it was bloody heavy. Anyway, dear wee little boy me, next minute I'm really sick. And I can remember be taken to specialists and everything. Now, you got to understand that they were taking me to a hospital, they were taking me to a doctor, and they were trying to fix me or repair me in a cosmic way because it was medication. Nothing worked. Now, I can tell you now that one day I was lying in Mum's bed. I could only use my eyes, and in walked this big indigenous being from New Zealand, a Māori person, and he was blind. So he had black round glasses on, and he never spoke any English, and he spoke to his, I think his niece, who was bilingual, and what he did, he put a whalebone over me. Now, I was absolutely petrified, and I was watching this whalebone going over my chest and over my tummy, and it started going up and down at a hell of a rate. He turned and spoke to his niece, nodded, said something in Māori to me, and walked out. Now, I can tell you, that's about as planetary as you can get, all right? Indigenous people are planetary. Now, by the next day, now, I knew I was dying because I was programmed to die. So this was just before the beginning of school. So I'm just about to cross the threshold and I'm about to die through aluminium poisoning in the liver. I was bouncing up and down on that bed the next day as if I was a brand new person. Now, I am programmed to be healed in a planetary way. So planetary ways for me work, whereas for Araenia, the cosmic way works better. And you will be exactly the same. If you are more planetary, you will be more open to having herbs and things to help heal or bring into balance your issues and your ailments.
But they'll be effective because I'm open to it. It's
Yeah.
just that I have not yet been able to get them to fully work for me.
Because her subconscious, well, her mind inside, the soul, says, no, you are a cosmic person. You are programmed to be more cosmic than planetary. Now, if you know people who have been to the hospital and it doesn't work and the pills are unable to take any effect or whatever, have a look at it. They may well be a planetary person. Now, if you know a person who goes to the hospital often or goes to the doctor often to have their prescriptions topped up, see if they like the stars. Check if they like science fiction movies. See if they enjoy extraterrestrials and what people may call aliens.
Rocket ships and space exploration.
Absolutely, because that will show the person's tendencies from this layer. This is phenomenal. So we used to just be red and blue. The cosmic consciousness turned up quite a while ago, but as per usual, it takes a while to integrate things. And it's the same with yourself. Where we are showing you the red and the blue, it's going to take you a while to integrate them and go, oh, far out. That person never shut the door. They must be red. Have a look at the cluster. If they're a little bit sloppy, if they leave stuff behind, if they get up and walk out the door without tidying up their bedroom or tidying up their seat, and they just leave their seat as if an autumn tree's just been there and the bloody trees just walked away and left a whole lot of stuff on the floor and all over the place, that's a red person. Okay, righto. Fire out, starting to get hot in here. Our courses. We've got courses turning up next Tuesday and next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. The Tuesday night course is Income upgrade.
Yeah, we've had quite a few people asking for that, and we've got phenomenal testimonials.
Yeah,
from people who have done the last round. Absolutely astounding results. Well, I'll put some of them up on Facebook over the next few days.
Araenia knows more about that than me because I'm kind of the raw product, but that dear being over there with her cosmic energy does all the alignment and does the communication thing. We have had phenomenal feedback from our last income upgrade. And with that course, what we do is a 3-week course, an hour every Tuesday night from 7 till 8 o'clock. We teach you how to go inside of here and change your income programming, because this will have you doing patterns or set limited jobs to get money on this layer. So what we do is we will go in here. Now what's pretty cool is that we will actually start going in here to clear the red and the blue, because we're going into the blue. The blue one makes the income. The red one spends it, the blue one makes it. So if you or anyone else wants to make money, all the programming to make money is in this one. We will be going in there and clearing the patterning and the limitation, so you can, we'll put the eternal flame in there, so we'll be putting this in there, so when you go to make income, you'll be projecting it and reflecting it from this layer, rather than a cause and effect mental layer.
Full of blocks and limitations.
Yeah, man, it's just full of blocks and shit. So that's the Tuesday nights. It's for the next 3 Tuesday nights, 7 to 8 o'clock. Now on Wednesday night, we're calling it a launch.
Launch yourself.
Launch yourself, and that's why there's a rocket on Facebook. We've got a lot of people asking us, how do we clear our platinum? How do I get started? How do I start launching myself into this bloody great world of fantastic bliss? And The whole idea is,
Clearing my nozzles.
yeah. The whole idea is to shove a skyrocket up your hooja and you get into it. And we're going to start that on Wednesday night. It's the same thing every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock till 8. And we're going to start showing you how to clear your own karmic cellular memory or your own subconscious mind programs.
So that's suitable for brand new beginners.
Yep.
Or anybody who's been kind of on the edge there, or someone who's done a
Want
little
a
bit of this
recap?
and really wants a refresher. Just make sure that they've got all those gaps filled up and ready to launch into clearing their own stuff.
And what we do is, if you register and you're unable to be there at 7 o'clock on Tuesday or Wednesday night, we record these things.
Oh, we have more people on replay than we do live.
Okay. We have
Yeah.
more people on
yeah.
replay than we do
Because we
live.
get people from all over the world doing it. We had one recently from Holland, the Netherlands, you know, in America and the UK, and they can't be on the same time zones.
So we record them, and what we do is we send them to you, and you can watch them and learn from them in your own time, and they work
All
just
fully supported.
totally. So, righto. So you're blinking to listen to that, and if you know anyone who's moaning all the time about their blinking job and their career and how it is a pain in their posterior, you say, hey, I know there's a blinking course where you can change the programming that creates that pain. We'll be going on in here on Tuesday night, 3 weeks, and on the Wednesday night we're going to start teaching you how to clear your own subconscious patterning. Okay, you can come to us if you need a hand with the tricky ones, but the point is, the old saying, what do you want to do? Do you want to feed that guy some fish over there, or do you want to blink and teach him how to catch his own fish? We start on Wednesday night, and they work. I'll teach you how to catch bloody fish, all right? Which actually comes from the water, which is submerged in the water, which is theoretically in your subconscious mind. God, I love it. Righto. Is there anything else?
No, that sounds marvellous.
Sounds bloody marvellous. It is marvellous. Okay, everyone. Have a great night. Red and the blue, cosmic and planetary consciousness. It's all right in front of your eyes. And I tell you, again, makes no difference. Your ethnicity, how much you earn, your job. This is right across the board. Belief systems, everything.
Just like how everybody's heart pumps the same way, everybody's mind works the same way.
Son of a gun. All the different layers. Okay, everyone. Well, hip hip hooray, yahoo, and have a goodie. And I'll see you next, when's our next live? Monday.
Wednesday? Oh, yeah, it's going to be Monday because we've got classes on the other night.
Yeah,
so
we go.
Monday's the next
We
live.
start classes on Tuesday and Wednesday. So the next live will be Monday, and I have no idea what the hell I'm going to be talking about. Cheers, everyone. Have a goodie, and yahoo. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.